He had to rely on something more than physical skill to win. And that's what ultimately decided him as certainly the greatest, when the public acknowledged him and the critics of boxing finally acknowledged him as the greatest heavyweight fighter of all time.
A year after the rumble in the jungle came the thriller in Manila. Ali decamped to the Philippines to take on his oldest enemy, Joe Frazier. And the animosity between the pair had reached a new level.
Joe felt, and not, I don't think unjustifiably, that Ali demeaned him, and in many ways he did. Calling him a gorilla in Manila, calling him an Uncle Tom.
Hey, it's Joe Frazier! Joe Frazier! Joe Frazier! Joe Frazier! Joe Frazier! Joe Frazier! All right, get him out of here. You make me nervous. Get him out of here, man.
But that was his thing, man, you know. Maybe he wasn't a bad guy, you know what I mean?
Frazier and Ali had met twice before, Frazier winning the first, and Ali a low-key second bout. This would be the decider, and rarely had there been such brutality in the opening rounds. But as the fight wore on, Ali came into his own.
At 13th round, we knocked the mouthpiece 5 rows back into that fight. So we won every round almost. You know, now if it had gone 15 rounds, he was gonna knock Frazier out.
14th round, we almost decapitated Joe Frazier. So I'm telling my guy, great, you got the guy, you got the guy. And little did I know, he got up, the fight was over.
At the end of the 14th round, Frazier's trainer, Eddie Futch, threw in the towel. In overcoming his fiercest rival, Ali had underlined his status as the greatest heavyweight of them all. He would never be the same force again. In 1978, Ali regained his title for a third time against Leon Spinks, before the first of several retirements. As his health began to suffer, many felt it was time to quit for good.
I've never in no time in my life felt I got a God-given right to tell a fighter when to stop. They have such a tough life. I think it's their right to say, hey, let's stop. Not for somebody to imply that he should stop.
In 1980, he took on his ex-sparring partner, the new heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes. A fight only Ali felt he could win.
Easiest fight I ever had, no. I know I had to do a job. I know I wanted to be the champion, continue to be the champion, and I had to get rid of him.
There's no more Muhammad Ali. There's only one, Larry Holmes. Muhammad Ali has seen the bright side, now he's on the dark side. I'm the light side now.
Holmes gave Ali a brutal beating from which he never really recovered. After retiring in 1981, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1984.
After the Parkinson, he would call me and talk approximately a minute or two, then he'd go into that slur. And I couldn't take that. A couple of times I cried after, you know, because he used to yabba, 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 and him just couldn't hardly talk. That was really bad, really bad.
I hope to God they lick Parkinson and we can hear Muhammad talk again. Wouldn't it be great? I'd be so happy because he gave so much. And people didn't realize his ordinary fights were big fights because he created them, he made them big. We don't have that today. We miss that.
The people who feel sorry for him, and they're probably my age, we grew up with him, see him and he looks old, and we don't look in the mirror and know we are old. So we feel sorry for him rather than ourselves. Ali does not feel sorry for himself. Ali will tell you, if it wasn't for boxing, I'd be a sign painter in Louisville. He's very comfortable with what he did and accomplished, and he has no idea why people feel sorry for him. Even today, shuffling as he is, you can see people, it's like the Pope. There's Muhammad Ali. And eyes light up, and people remember. Or maybe it's just his name, whatever it is, I saw Muhammad Ali. He's that big and that important and not famous, but because he means something.
61 fights, 56 wins, 37 by knockout. The greatest heavyweight fighter of all time. But he was so much more than just a boxer. Muhammad Ali, a 20th century icon.
I tell you, with Muhammad, there was always a happening. Even when he was a 4-round kid, it was a happening. And I've had happenings all my life with the kid, and look how fortunate I was.
Those memories, man, that I will always keep, you know, with the days that I was in the bus with Ali, the days when I was in Manila and in the Philippines and was in Zaire with them, you know. Those days I remember, and I ain't gonna forget, man. How can you forget?
He's like a glow. He just, my explanation with him is he gets more out of a wink than I do with a whole recitation talking about anything. He's that good. He's just a special human being.